Welcome to the event. We're really happy that you're here. We're about to go live in just a few moments, but before we lift off, there's a few important things we want to make sure that you're aware of so you get the best possible experience out of this. First of all, the sound current is supremely important to us, the musical experience. So if possible, we really encourage you to use good speakers or headphones to experience the class with. Second, if you have any pre-existing injuries, please take care of yourself, modify as you need to. Don't risk exacerbating an injury because of a yoga exercise. If you have any pre-existing medical conditions and you're not quite sure if this would be good for you, please consult with your primary healthcare practitioner and make sure it's the right thing for you. Also, make yourself relatively comfortable. You can use a cushion, and in fact we encourage you in our seated positions, meditation practices, to use a cushion. It helps lift the heart up, keep the spine straight, and it's more ideal for the flow of energy in the body and for the meditation experience. You can even be sitting in a chair with feet flat on the floor for those of you that are unable to sit in a meditative sitting posture on the floor. Just use a chair, and for many of the exercises that will work perfectly fine. And then lastly, if you're having any problems with the video streaming, try refreshing the page, or if you see a gear icon on the video, adjust your resolution. If you're new to this type of thing, just take care of yourself. If there's something that you don't quite understand, I wouldn't worry about it too much. Everything that needs to click will click after a few times of trying it out. Enjoy the experience. We're about to get started in just a moment. Welcome everyone. Happy full moon. So happy to be here with you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending your time with us. Those of you first time hanging out here with me and with us at the Life Force Academy, welcome. It's nice to have you here. Those of you who have hung out before and we're already become friends, welcome. Thanks for being here. And to me, that's how it usually just feels. It's coming together with friends to do something that helps us feel good, to do something that helps us feel connected to who we are, to what our life is all about, to help the body feel its vitality. You know that when you really work out sometimes. We're not gonna work out that much today, a little bit. Because when we do so, then you can kind of feel that rush of energy in the cells of your body, and you feel alive, and you feel not overly energized, but rather kind of centered in yourself. You feel like, and that's, you can even feel your natural attractiveness, which everyone has actually, if you know how to tune into it. But due to the mind's tendency to always be in a comparison, we start to feel less good about ourselves, and we feel less attractive sometimes because we're always looking in the mirror of life and then comparing back to ourselves as a subconscious tendency of our mind. And now that's been amplified tremendously with the onset of the last 10, 15, 20 years of the internet gaining steam. And now here we have all supercomputers in our hands. You know what we would have considered 20 years ago, supercomputers in our hands. And wow, we're all connected together. And here we are, even in real time. We can be here, and you can be hearing my voice, and it's happening. We're doing it all together. Isn't it cool? And a whole really, really etheric web of communication that connects all of us, even via online activity. But we've been able to do that. At first it was radio waves, and can you imagine, maybe some of us were there and we just don't remember. In some previous lifetime, that the first time you got a radio, you heard a radio in your house, and like somebody's broadcasting from some other part of the world. Trippy, right? People used to listen to like baseball games and news broadcasts just and gather around the radio. Then came the television. It's like, whoa, look at this. And here comes the internet. Before that, it was the printing press. Before all of that, to be able to communicate in a more broad fashion. And now it's become much more broad. So our mind is always doing comparisons and making us feel more lousy. And so comparison's a hard one to, I don't like to say get rid of, but to tone down, take the charge out of it. And that's what Kundalini process really is about. Kundalini yoga is really about. It's about transformation of the inner habits of the mind so that your natural creativity can shine, so that your natural sense of confidence comes forth, and you feel that natural sense of attraction, because each one of us is absolutely unique and precious. And so it's a simple exercise system that works with the chi, the life force, the prana, so that the mind can come into its clarity, its intuitive clarity, which it's a natural. All of us already know what intuitive clarity feels like. Maybe we're not experiencing it so consistently in our lives, but we can start to experience it more and more consistently when we make sure that we're taking care of ourselves in a way that will also include not just the body and not just how we look, but also, even more importantly, in my opinion, is what's going on the inside, our minds. And so our quality of life has more than anything. If we want to improve the quality of life, okay, you can try to make a lot of money. Very difficult. The quickest way to improve the quality of life is to transform the mind, I think. And quickest, most efficient, and most long-lasting, because even if you get a lot of money, you can then lose it someday. That can also happen. But when you transform the habits of the mind, that's not something you lose most often, because what ends up happening when you transform the inner habits, you grow, you blossom. And when we're growing and blossoming, becoming more of ourselves, we're becoming happier, and we're enjoying our lives more. So there's no real relapsing from that. Sometimes trauma happens in our lives and we forget, and we fall back into old patterns. That can happen, but even that is part of the blossoming of our life when you're engaged with it in this way. And so Kundalini Yoga is a system of exercise and meditation that has the understanding of all of this in it, and how the life force travels in the body, how the subtle nervous system works along with the physical nervous system and endocrine system. And so to work with a system that has that type of sophisticated understanding with thousands of years of backbone from the yogic traditions, to have an exercise and meditative system with that type of strength and wisdom underneath it is, to me, very advantageous for life, to help me be happier and enjoy my life. And that has to do with staying connected to what my life is all about. And when I lose sight of that, my life is a little bit less enjoyable. But if I keep connectivity to that,
then even if the external circumstances are difficult, because for all of us, some seasons of our lives are difficult, and some seasons of our lives are joyful and pleasurable in an easy way. Everything is. And then sometimes a new relationship starts, and you feel fantastic, and it's amazing. And sometimes then a relationship splits, doesn't it? And that's not as fun. But there's a depth to even that. See, if you're staying connected to who you are and what you're all about, what your life is all about, that's the mystery to unravel. That's what Kundalini really is. The Kundalini process. The blossoming of the creative self in your own experience, into your body and mind, into your life story, your life mythology. So when you're connected with that, then whether things are coming together or things are falling apart, there's going to be a blossoming that occurs. There's going to be a depth that comes out of that, a new depth, a new freshness, a new creativity. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Thanks for being here. We're going to do some exercises. We're going to start to make the spine nice and supple, and we're going to start to, I think, kind of activate the feel-good chemicals of the body. Come sitting up, please, like this. Now this is going to be very slow movement. And the first thing I want you to feel is your sit bones and how they're connected to the floor. If you're on a chair, still sit bones. Don't have any extra flesh underneath you. Use a cushion to help lift the floor up to your sit bones, and then the heart is held up high. Can everybody feel their sit bones down? Okay, and then what? Like that, very so. Here's the first, before all you Kundalini yoga people start just going through the motions. What I mean by that is the people who are brand new have a certain advantage over us because they can't phone it in. We can all phone it in. So that becomes, in this case, let's try it together. Because I'm going to have you go slower than usual, because the first sensation I want you to have in this spinal flex exercise is your sit bones going down. And when your sit bones go down, your chest lifts up. You can see how they're doing it, how Charlotte is doing it there, and everyone is doing it. As their sit bones pressing down, their chest lifting. It's an inhale lifting forward and exhaling back. And it's nice and smooth. You're not trying to make the most intense flex of the spine. You're softening it and you're deepening it. How do you deepen it? With the breathing. Deeper goes the breathing. Inhaling lift, exhaling back. You like it? It's nice like that, right? And just get deeper into the rhythm and travel the breath very deeply through the nose. Close the mouth. The breath is only through the nose. It's not a long breath, but it's kind of a deep and rather strong breath. Keep the breath in and lift up your pelvic floor. That's the rectal sphincter, and then sex organ area, and then your navel, just under your belly button. Draw your abdomen in. And then exhale. That's the simple alchemy. The exercise is happening. Your focal point, do your best to concentrate only on the breath. That will be difficult to do. But as you just keep trying, bring your attention back to the breath. If you go into a nice rhythm and you make it a little bit soulful, and you make it less of this exercise that is trying to fix something, and more like a nourishing, loving kind of compassion for the body, compassion for the mind, softening, opening, deepening. inhale. Then you keep the breath in and close the eyes, and again lift that Mulaban, root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. And then you release. Concentrating the chi, the prana, start to feel good. Hands are like this, fingers in front, thumbs in the back, pelvic floor is lifted, heart is softened. And then it's an inhale to your left, exhale to your right. Create a nice little swing for yourself. Still, your sit bones are connected. Remember how we connected them? That's going to serve us the whole rest of our journey here together. We're here in Life Force Academy studio in this beautiful Sierra foothills of Northern California, Nevada City. These are some of my friends. They were gracious to come in and do some of this with us. And all of you, all around the world in Life Force Academy, we have people that work with us in over 60 countries around the world, and we all come together, and these are some of our most favorite things to do. Get together, do some yoga, have a good time, feel good. To the center, inhale. Suspend the breath and lift the root lock, rectum, sex organ, navel. Elongate the spine, lift your chest, tuck the chin slightly in, and then exhale. Fantastic. Opening up the central channel. Your hands on your knees and be like a inhale up, exhale, release. Lift through the pelvic floor. Every exhale, just let it release. See if even your jaw can relax. And even your tongue can relax. And all our worries, this makes our jaws tense. It makes us a little more tense in our muscles and our nervous system. And that makes our mind more tense as well. The mind makes the muscles tense. The muscles get more tense. It makes the mind more tense. And here goes the wheel. But we're going to reverse that type of wheel. You go, the mind goes more relaxed. The muscles become more relaxed. The muscles become more relaxed. The mind becomes more relaxed. Find the rhythm, like sa, 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 sa. It's not that hard. Lift your heart up, a little lift through your pelvic floor, those of you who can do that. If you go to the gym and work out, they tell you the same thing. You have to use your core muscles. Same thing in yoga practice. Most important. Do it and you can start to feel your energy opening up. Use the breath. Soften the face. Don't you dare smile. That's how you get us Saturn creatures to smile. You tell them not to. Inhale, squeeze up. And release, exhale. A teacher used to get you into a real deep meditative state. Then he would say, don't meditate. That was part of it. Don't meditate. And it was really hard. Once you're already there, and they tell you to don't meditate, it's a very difficult exercise. Stretch your legs out wide in a V shape. And your feet are flexed. Energy in your toes. You may not have the flexibility of some people. It doesn't matter. You do it for your body. Try to keep your chest lifted. Inhale, turn to either side, and then from the navel, keep the heart lifted, fold down, exhale. And inhale up, and then down to the other side. Don't collapse your heart. Inhaling, lifting, exhaling down. Perfect. Everybody just keep going. It's called slowly opening. It's opening the life nerve. Sometimes we get so concerned about how far we're stretching down that our posture suffers because of it. So if you kind of relinquish that need to get further down and instead make the need make your deepest inhale. Make that be your need. Good, now slow it down to that half time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and then slow and opening. And on every inhale, use that leg to strengthen as you stretch. Engage the leg to help lift you on the inhale. You keep the groin area relaxed. Close the eyes and make your breath rhythm excellent, deep. And put all your mind's attention, the flow of your awareness, onto the breath, the rhythm, and the feel. Center, and then just gently fold down to the center. Keep the feet flexed. Relax the groin area. Soften the chest. Extend out through your chest. Tuck through the chin a little bit. And then release. Shake your legs out a little bit. Have a little water, please. Try to always have water with you when practicing Kundalini Yoga, because the more you stay well hydrated, the better that life force, prana, will circulate. The life force is not the breath, but it's connected to the breath. The breath is called the Pavan Guru, the carrier of the life force, the carrier of the breath. So our easy access point physiologically is your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Through the nose, inhale. If you're brand new to all this, don't worry. All of it comes quite easy after a few tries. And we have a new whole group going into the Kundalini Essentials training. But for today, just try to enjoy it and don't try too hard. You know, something that's not quite there for you, don't worry about it too much. Just stay kind of with it best you can, and trust me, it'll fall into place. That's my prediction. Okay? Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. So the breath is going to be like this. I'm going to inhale, and through my nose. First, I focus on the exhale to hit this rhythm. And once I have that, then I try to make my exhale and my inhale of about equal strength. Like, inhale. Suspend the breath in. Lift the pelvic floor. Shoulders released. Exhale. Chest is softened. Remember, it is getting you to work. It is getting you to engage. But what we're really trying to get us to do is to relax. But sometimes you have to meet the energy of it. And this Kundalini Yoga is very good at that. Meet the energy of the stress to release it. To bring oneself into the meditative state where you feel intuitively clear. It's very natural to do that. It's not some far out thing. It's not some new age thing. It's not some esoteric thing. It's a natural function of the human psyche that helps the body stay healthy, that helps the mind and emotional body stay healthy. All the things that all of us are wanting and working on and wishing for every day of our life. This is the idea. Yeah. Not these cliches of what all this is. It's so easy to fall in. I mean, look, it's like, but this has nothing to do with the appearance. The appearance is every appearance a human takes is the appearance. Like this, inhale. Exhale, hands into the Gyan Mudra, index finger to thumb, palms facing forward. The other fingers are nice and firm. Inhale. Fully exhale. Chest lifted, shoulder blades release, eyes closed. Inhale. Hit the rhythm with your exhale. Feel the rhythm. Listen to the rhythm. And put the breath into it. Hold the position. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the position. Inhale again. Seconds, see if you can stay with it. Listen to the breath, steady the posture. Now see if you can kind of draw your inner gaze up and in where the root of the nose meets the skull bone. Third eye space. Then inhale. Suspend the breath and lift the rectum, sex organ, and then navel, abdomen underneath the belly button, up, squeeze the spine, tuck the chin, lift the heart, elongate the spine, gaze into that point, third eye space. Exhale, relax. Good, take your, not too spacey yet. Come on, shake your arms out and stay little bit still, planet Earth. Have some water. We're gonna do this little sequence exercise set. It's like a meditative exercise set called a kriya, and that word kriya can be used in many contexts. In this context, it's like a meditation sequence, an exercise sequence that produces some sort of a desired result. What is the desired result that we're after? Concentrate the life force in the nervous system so that the mind comes into a certain type of relaxed clarity. And you can feel like, good, feeling good again. And if I already was feeling good, it'll take me deeper into that and give me more meaningfulness, which is what we all need to stay inspired, and we need inspiration to stay alive, and to really stay alive, and to really live our life in the way that has some juice, that has some joy, that has purpose. Okay? So instead of finding some like job or career that is trying to find my purpose, if you can get the creativity and inspiration and joy to come alive, all that other stuff will follow next. I think that's the way. That's some path of dharma. And that's what this whole thing really is all about, is simple to, this is one Kundalini Yoga Kriya of many, many, but you don't have to know them all. Really all you really need is the fundamentals, and that's what I'm into, is I'm into fundamentals. And keeping the practice simple so that it can be something I can easily go to at any time, and I know how to use it. And know how to use it in a way that works for me. That's what these trainings are all about. And it's not hard, it's for anyone. It's not for just certain people who are trying to teach it or anything like that. It's for anybody who's feeling resonant with it. That's like, I would like to actually explore Kundalini Yoga more deeply. I would like to have that type of tool and a practice that I can rely upon if I want to, and to help me. And then, of course, then always as our kind of the natural thing was like, I'm feeling good. I naturally want you to feel good. Naturally. So then we feel like whatever we're doing in our lives, that it is helping others in the sense that I can be in my happier state. And from that happier state, I naturally am concerned about the happiness of those around me, first and foremost. Because otherwise, what can happen with the ones who are those closest around us, that we have the most kind of deepest relationships with, that can go either way sometimes, right? It can be some of the most difficult parts of our lives, and some of the most pleasurable parts of our lives are those tight relationships that we have around us. So once again, if the emphasis comes on, let me center the life force in the organism. So then naturally, it doesn't matter, I might think I'm great or I think I'm lousy or whatever. Just, okay, fine. This is the chatter of the mind. It's the narratives of the mind, all of it, the positives, the negatives. We're allowing that, meaning me, myself, I'm allowing my mind to do that. But I'm not buying into it. And in order not to buy into it, I have to be able to kind of exist in a space, or at least be able to consistently access a space that transcends those narratives. And actually, okay, maybe, but there's something else that's happening that's much deeper. All of us one day will have to leave these bodies. And at some point we came into them. You came into the door of the womb, as the yogis talk about it. And then death is not some finality. It's not talked about like that at all in yogic teaching. Death is a door. There's the door of the womb canal, and then the death canal. What happens in between? This is a precious life. And then one day we'll all go through that great transformation. This is connecting us into the part where we can find, what is it that continues on? Even though everything is changing, there's something else that continues on. That's the exploration of Kundalini Yoga. So this little Kriya has 3 exercises. It's one of the first exercise sets that I did as an 18-year-old that had quite made an impression on me, the experience of it. It's simple to do. Anyone can do it. The breath is an O-shaped mouth. And the breath is like, comes kind of from the chest like this. Like so O-shape your mouth and try to breathe from without making the cheeks don't come out. It's not, it's down here. Try this. Inhale through your nose and stick out your tongue. You feel it from the chest. Now O-shaped mouth. Good, inhale. That's the breath. You just do your best. Any point you need to rest, just rest. But if you can do it, get into the rhythm and try to do it. Here's what the body is. Here's what the hands are doing. It's like this. Hold on, I'm getting a call. Just kidding. I am getting a call. But I didn't want it to get through. So when my hands are twisting towards me, they come into fists. As they're twisting away from me, they open up. So it's just simple. It's with the rhythm though, okay? Let me show you. Give it a swing. Close the eyes. At first, use the exhale to hit the rhythm. Lift up the chest. Sit bones into the ground. And And it's going to take you on a journey, these kriyas. They put you through a little bit of a pressure. Often you want them to end a little sooner before they actually do. But it's not very long. But it does start to provoke the subconscious mind. Hit the rhythm. You start to put the body in rhythm, put the breath in rhythm. If you can peek your eyes open just a little bit and put your gaze on the tip of your nose, if possible, that'll put a little extra pressure on the frontal lobe, pituitary gland.
Even when we can, love will rule the day. Even when it's there.
20 seconds. See if for these last few moments you can totally be in your breath rhythm. Now through your mouth, inhalation is deep. Make your hands in fists and squeeze and tighten your spine as you lift through your pelvic floor. And then like a cannon through your mouth, very powerfully, exhale. And again, inhale. Squeeze the spine, lift the pelvic floor, squeeze the fists. Exhale. One more, inhale deepest. Rectum, sex organ, navel, up and in. Now squeeze deeply the spine and squeeze the fists. Exhale. Relax. Very nice. Shake your arms out a little. Don't worry, we'll get into a deep meditative space soon enough. Right now, stay in the body a little bit. Same breath. So check it. I'm leading with the heel of my palm. It's not this. I see people doing this. Get your spine into it. As if you're pushing something away from you. Not with your cheeks, with your chest. What in life maybe is hanging around is kind of time for it to go. Our tendencies, habits. You know what I mean? Those are clearly, the ones are clearly time to go, and yet somehow they're still hanging around. How about create new space for ourselves, new life, new boundaries? Boundaries sometimes with our own mind. That's called discipline. Have a new discipline, a new sense of commitment. Clear the energetic space. Lead with the heel of the palm. You can move your own energy. You can move the conditions of your life. With the O-shaped puckered mouth, go. Almost more similar to a martial art in the way that we harness and move the chi, move the prana. But it's not a self-defense. It's like a self-exaltation, mastery of your own domain, so that you can live and be creative, be helpful. Inhale, left arm round, right arm back. Make your hands like lion's claws. Lift the pelvic floor and squeeze the fingers tight. Squeeze the spine. Exhale. Switch it. Inhale deep. Lion's claws with your fingers. Lift the pelvic floor. Squeeze the spine. Exhale. Inhale. Switch. Tense the fingers like lion's claws as much as possible. Lift the pelvic floor. Tense them so they're shaking. Come on. Exhale. Relax. Have a little bit of water. Final exercise, then you'll relax for a couple of minutes. Same breath, same gaze. Eyes closed and you peek them open, look down at the tip of your nose. Your fingers are not tight and they're also not touching. Okay, relax. Elbows are slightly bent. Most important, sit bones to the earth. Chest lifted up, heart up, sit bones down. Like this, chin slightly in, then like this. Watch. My body is moving, my breath is rhythmic, my mind is relaxed. But at first you gotta learn how to do it a little bit. And maybe the mind's not as relaxed until you hit that rhythm nicely. And then maybe after about 20-30 seconds you're gonna get it. And then you can make the mind relax by going totally into the rhythm, listening to the rhythm, uplifting your energy, circulating your prana, having a good time. Final exercise of this kriya. It's all about the heart chi. The hands are the extension of the heart center, opening up the spine at the height of the heart. The circulating vayu, the circulating wind. Eyes close down and then look down to the tip of your nose. Do your best. Pelvic floor lifted. It's a demanding, it's asking for all of the pelvic floor. Rhythm. And if that wasn't enough, now it's asking also a relaxed mind. Powerful and relaxed. Make your magic. Work with your thing, your vibe, your creative feel. Seconds. Rhythm, 10 seconds. Through the mouth, deep inhale. Fingers tight like steel. Come on now, stretch your tongue out, lift the pelvic floor and squeeze the spine. Fingers tightened. And then exhale. 2 more times. Inhale deep. Pelvic floor lifted. Squeeze the spine, squeeze the fingers. Now stretch your tongue maximum out. Stretch that undercord of your tongue, stimulating the central nervous system. Squeeze it. Exhale. One final time. Inhale. Fingers tight, spine tight. Stretch your tongue. Squeeze the chi. Exhale. And relax. Amazing. And just relax. Relax in a meditative space for a moment. Keep your heart lifted. And let your breath flow however it feels good right now. Close your eyes down. Soften the chest with the heart lifted. And just feel the current of breath, the carrier of the prana. Let your body breathe just how it would like to. And then with your mind, just follow the current of the life force by following the current of the breath. It's making a relationship with the life force, the prana. Inhale. Exhale. And just for about 2 minutes or so, just come onto your backs and relax. Because you see, even if you do that, just what we've done so far, on a semi-regular basis, and you get to that point where your mind can enjoy the flow of the breath, now you've recalibrated things for the day. You've centered everything back in your body and mind. And everything benefits from that. Now, just for now, though, is very, very important, is just for a couple of minutes, relax. your fingers and toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles. And then rub the palms together, make a little warmth. Rub the soles of the feet together, make a little warmth. Make some friction as to wake up the nerve endings. And then cat stretch to each side, just if you're not familiar, just like Charlotte's doing here. It's just all of this of so much of Kundalini Yoga as far as preliminary exercises, practices, is keeping the spine nice and supple. Hug the knees to the chest. And when you keep the spine nice and supple, rock and roll. Rock and roll a few times. When you keep the spine nice and supple, you stay younger. Skin stays healthier. Why? Blood stays healthier. It's all connected. And so then if on top of that I can make my mind more relaxed and more intuitively clear, then everything is benefiting. Definitely. The point is, these are all the things we already care about. That yogis have always been addressing since, as far back as we even know, really. Yogis just means, in this case, those who were developing these systems of yoga by being students and practitioners themselves. We are also developing it. We develop it because it's based on each person's experience. The whole thing is based on experience. It's not a belief system. There's no doctrine to it. It's techniques to help me experience my consciousness, my awareness, and help my life to blossom. That I should test, I should see for myself if that's the case. It sure seems like it, maybe at first, but still, we have to see. Is that the case? And that means you have to give it a substantive try in order to see for sure if it's the case. You got to put it to the test a little bit and see, what is it all about? In this moment, you get to the pleasure of experiencing one of my favorite things, and that's one of the great meditations of Kundalini Yoga, my favorite part of the whole thing. Okay? This is called Mahan Gyan Mudra. Gyan is like wisdom, but it's the wisdom of life. It's the wisdom that is ever present in all things. In astrology, it's represented by Jupiter. In mythology also, by Jupiter, or Brihaspati in the Indian mythology. The teacher of the gods. Wisdom. But it's the wisdom of life, and that's why they call even the breath Pavan Guru. The wisdom that travels to you via the breath current. It's ever present in all things. There's the wisdom is in the flower, if you can behold it in such a way. Right now I got this little robin's nest above my front door on the window ledge, and this mama robin, she flies away every time I walk out the front door. I want her to just stay. I keep saying this, I need to put a little food up there, and you're welcome. And there's like 4 eggs, and I'm traveling soon, and I'm hoping they don't hatch before I get back, but it seems likely that maybe they will. I don't know how long. Anyways, that's Gyan. Who created those robin's eggs? The robin? Okay. Who created the robin? There's no answer to such questions. It's a mystery. But we know intelligence is there. That's verifiable. Mahan Gyan Mudra. You hold your pinky and ring finger are held down by the thumb. Pinky is Mercury, intelligence, street smarts. Ring is sun, your sense of what you are. And your sense of, this is me. Middle finger is Saturn, your sense of backbone or lack thereof. Index finger is Jupiter, your sense of wisdom. So you have the 2 big ones, Jupiter and Saturn, pointing upward. The elbows are at the height of the shoulder blades. That's the difficult part of the meditation. Now you're going to close your eyes. and start to breathe long, slow, and deep through your nose. You can slow your breath down like that, or you can breathe very slowly through your nose any way that feels good to you. But try to make it deep and slow. That's relative to you. Close your eyes down, and to the best of your ability, do not move. Stay in the posture. You're creating a magnetic field within the context of the posture, the asana and the mudra, the position of the hands. It directs the life force so that it lifts through the chakra system and opens up the centers of intelligence, intuition, loving kindness, that it balances the primal energies of ambition, of sexuality, and of fear. And even fear becomes useful because fear provokes emotional energy. And that which provokes fear is welcome, but we welcome it with the heart of love and compassion. We feel compassion for that feeling. And maybe we can find the intelligence at the center of things. That even our fear can be something that is an ally for us feeling safer, feeling more inspired to do what our life is all about, being committed to meaningfulness. And whatever that shape that may take for you, eyes are closed, and now the eyes roll up gently as if you were trying to look out the top of your head. Your mind's attention goes to the crown of the head, or the soft spot of the head when it was a baby. And you make your breath long and deep. And you try to hold the posture totally steady and make the breath long and deep. The more difficult it becomes, that much deeper the breathing. And if it's not difficult at all, then go subtle. Slow the breath down as much as possible. And for just a few minutes, you're going to try to maintain this position. And the mind is going to most likely start to jump. Keep bringing its attention, oh my mind, back to the breath, back to the listening, back to the uplifting, back to the strengthening, back to the brightening. Stay with it. Final moments of our journey together. Come fully present. Breathe. Eyes are closed. See if you can remember to feel the crown of your head. You might even imagine that your breath is flowing up and touching the top of the head as it comes in and as it goes out. the breathing. Chest out, shoulder blades release, pelvic floor lifted, heart softened, mind expansive, breath deep. Final minute. Position and through your nose, the deepest inhale. Keep the breath in, lift through the pelvic floor, rectum, sex organ, navel, soften the chest, release the shoulders, eyes closed. Focus on the crown of the head. And hold the position and exhale. Inhale deeply. Keep the breath in. Let the upper body relax. Mind is spacious. Lift the pelvic floor. And through your nose, exhale. Final time. Deep inhale. Close the eyes. Soften the mind. Not too intense. Soften the heart. Spacious. And very, very slowly release the exhale through your nose. And let your hands down slowly to your lap. Keep your heart lifted high. Your mind spacious and relaxed. The breath flowing just as it pleases, enjoying the sensation. Enjoying the feeling of breathing, of being alive, of witnessing your own very presence, your energy system, your life force. You're magnificent. the inhale. Stretch your arms up. Make your fingers nice and firm. And then shake your arms a little bit. Shake them and have a little bit of water. And that's really the kind of simplicity of it. Like I said, I'm into fundamentals. So if you get the fundamentals of Kundalini Yoga, then you can approach any Kundalini Yoga practice and you're going to be able to know what you're doing, know how to use it. The main thing is you don't need much. And that's why what the whole Life Force Academy is about is to help make this practice accessible. Not just meaning accessible that you can access it online, but accessible in the sense of it's an approach to Kundalini Yoga that I think you'll find is very grounded. There's nothing in it that isn't really pragmatic. It's not that it doesn't also get deeply mystical, but it's practical mysticism. It's the practicality of meeting all of the needs and desires of our life in a reasonable way. And what I mean by reasonable is that I have so many potential things that maybe could happen in my life. I have some desires that really do feel like they need fulfillment, and then there's desires that can sometimes be strong, but actually if those desires are pursued, they might cause trouble and make my life tailspin. And so I'm the only one who can know the difference between the two. If I'm always relying on others or some sort of rules or things like that in order to give me that, well, maybe sometimes we do need that for a period of time in order to really get our energy centered again so we can feel who we are. But then once we feel connected with ourselves, I find you can drop the rules. And then it becomes about cultivating our own inner wisdom. And with that comes brightness of the eyes. It becomes brightness of the presence because it's coming from a happy space. You're increasing the type of meaningfulness that leads to a sense of happiness that can stand the test of time. So for me, that's what yoga practice is really about. It's keeping the instrument tuned. That's why first module of Kundalini Essential Training is body alchemy. It's bypassing all the in a certain way, it's a positive bypassing. It's bypassing the whole drama of my mind to just get my energy centered in my body. And then I can allow my mind to be in whatever drama it is. But when I'm not allowing my mind to dominate the situation, then I can do that. But that takes time. So all this stuff is it's all baby steps. And so we designed that training so that you take one module per week for 6 weeks. So it's essentially you're taking a yoga class. It's a little more than a yoga class because it's a study. You're actually learning it. But it's not much more than a couple hours per week for 6 weeks to do this Kundalini Essential Training, and then that'll serve you. And then if anything else you do in Life Force Academy, like you do our immersion courses or you take our other courses, the three main primary trainings that we have in the Life Force Academy are the Kundalini Essential Training, the Complete Course of Ayurveda, and the Yogic Astrology. Those form the three main branches that kind of everything else falls under, but probably the most important one is this Kundalini Essentials Training. And it's perfect for people who are beginners to Kundalini Yoga. However, I find, and I've heard from many, many, many people who are longtime practitioners of Kundalini Yoga who take it and take some deeper into it. And that's really what it is. Or used to maybe use the practice, not so much anymore, re-inspired, reboot. And I think you'll find that the way I teach it and we teach it in Life Force Academy has a uniqueness. The music's good. And a shout out to these musicians, Simrit, Shannon Hayden, Devin Ashley, Jared May, and Salif Bamakora. All the music you hear is played by them. And it's Life Force Academy music. And meaning this was recorded at the course we just did in Maui in May. So that we were meditating to. The music you heard earlier was recorded at the Art of Dharma course, right? In last June in here in Northern California, that music we were moving to. So Life Force Academy is centered around these practices. Most importantly, to me, it's centered around creativity. It's centered around and staying connected to the things that are most important to us, and keeping our health good, keeping our mind happy, so that we can live our life with our good confidence and good sense of self-esteem, sense of confidence. Body alchemy cultivates, I read this earlier and I was like, that's good. From there, all right, so for instance, and I would just encourage you, I'm not going to read about the whole course, obviously, but I would encourage you to read each about the modules in the course if you're inspired at all to possibly do this work with us. Kundalini Yoga helps you experience how amazing your body actually is. Often the mind is doing the opposite of that, isn't it? When you learn the simple fundamentals of the practice, it gives you the crucial power of feeling safe and comfortable in your body. From there, your real body confidence emerges, and you feel your innate beauty and magnetism. You might feel a sense of that even from one session, but to actually change the tendency of the mind and its relationship to the body is going to take more. It's going to take some consistency. Life Force Academy, we're about create some consistency to create a shift of energy. That's what does it. And then you begin to explore how to use your body as an instrument for joy, creativity, and vitality. So Module 1 of the course is Body Alchemy. Here we cultivate physical strength at our very core, healthy electromagnetism, and brightness of our being that allows us to enjoy all of life's facets. Yeah? Find more deeper meaning. Module 2 is called Ancient Breath Work. But it's pranayama. It's knowing how to work with your prana, and breath is the primary way that we do that in the practice itself. Module 3 is sound medicine. Nothing more important in yoga practice than mantra practice, really. But maybe that makes sense to you, maybe it doesn't. But if you can think of it just simply like this, my mind is always chanting some mantra. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it might be a fight or flight mantra that's tripping my nervous system up and causing me to be fearful and seeing that danger's all around me, even when it's not. But these are our subconscious tendencies, and we all do them. So using sound, using mantras, you can kind of interfere with those kind of negative habits of the mind. Negative meaning the habits that cause us to feel less happy, less healthy, and start to create a genuine sense of positivity about ourselves by experiencing the substance within ourselves. It's not facade positivity, but it is bringing the mind into a meditative space so we can slowly and surely, in baby steps, start to experience the substance of what we are. And they'll naturally get more positive from there. Don't you think? It's worth a shot. Mastering Your Mind is Module 4. Art of Kundalini Meditation is Module 5. You can read all about these. I read them all earlier, and I thought they were good. Module 6 is Kriya and Tantra. I did write them. But I wrote them, I didn't remember them, and I read them. I was like, this is very good. I was inspired. I'm ready to do the course again. Module 6 is called Kriya and Tantra, Weaving Your Path. And then there's 4 bonus sessions. And those are the main modules of the course. But you can it's totally flexible. You can do it 1 module per week. You can do more. It's up to you. But when you get it, you have lifetime access. You can download them so that you don't have to depend on an internet connection. So you're going somewhere and you don't want to have to rely. You can download the modules, download the videos. All of it's put in audio as well. So you can, because part of it is the teaching and then part of it is the practice. You can listen to the teaching, taking the hike on the trail, walking the dog, taking the kids to one of their many errands or whatever. Then there's bonus sessions. That's Sexuality in Kundalini Yoga is the first one. Healing through Kundalini Yoga, Crafting Your Perfect Practice, and then Astrology in Kundalini Yoga. And then on top of that, we decided something just today that we're throwing in. Because you also get, when you join this course, it gives you a lot of benefits of Life Force Academy. offers, and one is that, and you'll learn, if you do work with us, you'll learn that twice a year we do these big immersions. They're fantastic. They're the coolest thing we do every year, and this puts you into like the student discount tuition to that, and it's like half off of the tuition, so it's very good. So that's the bonus. And then today we decided, because I asked, well, what could we throw in with this that would make it more like almost, I think it's in as it is, it's an amazing experience. And by the way, it's guaranteed. We guarantee the course. So if you get it and for any reason you decide it's not for you, let our team know within 60 days. They'll send you a refund. They'll send you a full refund. But what we're also doing is we're throwing in a whole nother course with it. That is the Art of Dharma course. That music we are practicing to, that was born in that course. This is a different type of course. It's very substantive, and you can see all the details about it. There's a link to it on your page here. It's a whole nother course that will take you on a journey. It's live music in half of the sessions, and it's well done live music. It will deliver on your home system. The video, the audio is fantastic. It's very creative, and it's deep, and it takes you on a substantive journey. So the folks who join the Kundalini Essentials course right now, and this new group that's joining it, also are getting that course. Is thrown in with it. At no extra charge. Here's the price. The regular price is $550. If you jump in right now for this webcast, it's only $279 right now. This is already a really good deal. It's regularly $550. This course, all the bonus sessions, the Art of Dharma course as well, and regular price is $550. If you get it right now, it's only $279, and there's also a payment plan that's there for those that you want make it easier for you, if that makes it more possible, and that's just 3 payments of $108. You get full access on the first payment, so you can do that as well. And so we try to do everything we can to make it as easy for you to do this as possible. So if you're feeling inspired and want to do it, it's very easy. It takes maybe a few moments to register, a couple minutes. You just click through. It takes you to the checkout page. If you don't have to be technologically savvy for any of this stuff. If you have any questions, we have an amazing team. You just respond to any of our emails with any questions, and they'll be happy to just help you out with whatever you need. And it's a great community of people, and I think if you do it, you'll probably make some new friends. And so you're invited to do it. And also, if you don't know already, we have our Life Force Academy membership. That's just $25 a month. And it's $1 to try it out. So if your level of commitment right now is $1, that would be the way to go. But I really highly recommend, if you can do this Kundalini Essentials, then everything you do in our membership site is going to be enhanced quite dramatically, I think. But there is like an annual, it's $25 a month, or there's an annual that's $19 a month. But right now we have a bundle package on your webpage. And am I saying this right? It's the Kundalini Essential course plus an annual membership to Life Force Academy. And I'm teaching every week in that. You'll see. All of it's here. If you want to know more about it and explore it, this is a really good deal. And then you can explore and see for yourself. But it's regular price of that is $779, and that's only $479 if you get it right now. So it's all there on your webpage. You can read up on any of it. Or if you're feeling the call, jump in. We're getting started with Module 1. And it's going to be a beautiful journey. Even if you can't begin right away, if you get it now, it'll be waiting for you when you're ready. All right? Thanks, everybody. And either way, I hope today was a cool experience for you. And please do keep in touch one way or another. All right? Take your hands to the prayer pose. Close the eyes down. Take a deep inhale. Exhale. Again, take a deep inhale. Suspend the breath for a moment. Draw your inner gaze Root of the nose meets the skull bone. Third eye space, lift through the pelvic floor. Exhale again. Satnam. Thank you, friends. Happy full moon. Thank you, LFA team. And have a great rest of your week, everyone. Happy holidays to those of you in the United States. And see you in the course. Looking forward to it. Okay. Good night, everybody.